shot.
Oh,
Hey.
Oh, yes. We are going into the calendar, folks. I know I got a timer problem there, but that's okay. Anyway, let me do something real quick here. All right, here we go. We have next week, looks like we're going to have Chris Cowan, and that's from cyclesource.com. He's going to be our guest. It's going to be pretty cool. I've been to the website, been checking it out a little bit. We just actually confirmed about an hour ago. So, so that's where we are next week. And we got some guests coming up. So I can't really tell you what they are, who they are, but it will be soon. All right. And then here's our members, Connie. You want to go with that real quick?
As soon as you give me a second for it to catch up, because remember, I'm on a time delay, right?
No, you're not.
Yeah, it is. It's not a time delay.
I told you, I gave you a link to the sign in tonight so you can be live, but
You
that's okay.
did. You
All right.
did.
Brian Armstrong, Tony G, Bagger Allegiant, 2 Rolling and Stones, Poppy Adventures, Kevin Talon, Tony Panari,
Peoria.
Peoria. Okay, gotcha.
William Blaze.
All right.
Riding Fish.
You take
Gator
it.
Mike. Tim Arnold. Our Indian Adventures. Scott Spurlock. Terry Canet. Rumble and Growl. Doug Hampton. HD Ronnie G. Mike Sampaio. Josh Pfeiffer. AZ Pilot. IOWA, otherwise known as Donna. Bob Cole. Wheels Divided. Mixed Boy 420. Wind Therapy Addict. I know. I paid attention last week, Josh Pfeiffer.
You guys are so funny.
I know. See, once is all it takes for me, man.
You're crazy.
I
All
usually
right.
get it.
We do have some friends here. As you know, we have a bunch of friends. We got Riding Fish, Dean, Speed, Pike Speak. By the way, I got his new lever thing. He released a couple weeks ago on my bike, man. It's freaking awesome. I'll take some pictures of that and put it up on Facebook probably tonight or tomorrow. And I also got a video coming out for him. It's been so darn delayed. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, ladies first, Forever Rad, Mike's Swamp Sauce, BC Customs, Ride Culture, Chris from actually, he's our Indian Adventures, and we also got all our friends at the rider groups, Indian motorcycle rider groups across America. Brave Wolf, Lawless Garage, Moto Primo, TNA Customs, C Marty 9101. He will be in actually Sturgis with us. He's going to be hanging out with us. He's going to be staying with us for a couple days, and he's going to go back home. We're going to go straight to Pikes Peak. We got Davison Audio, and we got Legends Never Die. If you're not already signed up, please do. We need to know how many people, or they need to know how many people are going to be signing up so Indian can maybe help them out. No Love, as you guys saw that fight the other night, Chris, or not Chris, but Cody. What's that? What'd you say, Les? Yeah, he won. BFP Garage and Finesse the Challenger. All right, so let's go through the chat and see who we got here tonight and see if we can recognize anybody. I think I can. Will and Blaze, one of our subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate you. Tim Arnold, one of our subscribers. Jeff Maxwell, not one of our subscribers. I don't know what's going on with him. We do a lot of advertisements for his beer all the time. I'm just kidding.
He's kidding, Jeff.
Jeff. I'm just kidding. Les Stonebreaker. He's not a supporter. I mean, he needs to get on there too. Mike, he's in here in the house. Some of these people. Rev it up. That's right. At least you know I said your name. It's SEI. Yep. So there we go. Let's see, we got Tony.
Tony's in here.
House.
Black
Thank
Wolf.
you. Tim is in the house. Steftina is in the house. I'm very bad at pronouncing names. That's the reason why I don't do this. And Connie's, she's way behind. So anyway. All right, folks. If you're watching the podcast and it's vertical, you're on the wrong one. Please go to YouTube.com. Go to the widescreen one. I did put the cell phone on the left side, so it's right at the title. So if you got a cell phone, that means it's the wrong one. So it's all good. All right, here we go. Welcome to the podcast. And this is a lot of people want to know about, taking a 108 to a 116, because this is a brand new kit that's been released. And these guys are the ones that are the beta testers here, I guess you could say, because not very many people have this kit yet. So this is going to be pretty cool. We will be talking about this night. So make sure you also like and subscribe and share this podcast. Riding Fish is in the house. All right.
So is Stephanie, that you pronounced her name incorrectly.
Stephanie, I apologize.
We got you, Stephanie.
I know. I'm dyslexic, so sometimes when I read names, I just look at the syllables and I try to pronounce them.
Just see what he calls me. It's worse.
It was. Well, they probably could have heard that earlier. What's that? Yeah, I got my VC custom shirt on tonight, and my hat. And you got the same hat on. Go change that hat. Some people have to work. I couldn't get that. I have, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got one of the things that really, I don't like putting dealerships on notice, but we did a lot of things. We do a lot of things for our local dealership here and everything else. But my buddy Les goes over there and he's going to trade in some gear. He's going to because I'm working. He's going to get me a shirt, and he's going to get a shirt. And they said nope, couldn't have one. Only one per person. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Man, I'll tell you what. It really, really, really. I didn't want to say anything, but I had to. Anyway, that's enough. I'm not going to say. I ain't going to say it by name what the dealership is. So, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, it does. Oh yeah, it does. There's no sign that says one per person from Indian. There's no way.
Riding Fish said he can't hear Max or Les.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
No.
I have no filters on you guys. Can you? Hey, can anybody can you guys hear Max? Put it in the chat right there, please. I can hear him.
Can you hear him, William? William Blaze, can you hear us?
I think Fish said it's intentional. Yeah, because everybody else.
William Blaze said that.
We're doing great, Stephanie.
Oh, Marty Bodie says he can't hear them either.
What?
No. William Blaze said no still.
All right, so why are they not being... I'm looking at the thing and there's no mute.
Adventures... No.
All right, let's see what we... Can you guys hear it now?
I can hear Connie and Chris, so they can hear Connie and Chris.
That's weird. Let's see what we got here. This...
Tony and Roger need to say something and see if they can hear those two.
All right, let me turn off echo and see what happens. System output, their mix. Let's change all that. All right, what about now, guys? You can hear us now?
Check one.
No, can't hear them. William Murray said that.
One
Weird.
more time.
Did they mute themselves?
Nope, not muted on my end.
I'm looking and there's
No.
nobody muted. I can.
William,
I got
no,
a
it's
green light
not.
on my end.
It's not the 2 C's show. No, it's not. Oh, Mike, Thunderstroke 111 said it. I can hear everyone.
Wow, that's weird.
Huh, that's
I
really
can hear
weird.
everyone. I can hear them.
Maybe it's got something on the channel they're on which viewing platform.
He says I hear them now.
Marty says I'm good.
All right,
Yeah.
Rob Fish says I can hear them now.
Okay.
So
All right.
okay, so it must be some kind of
Okay.
internet issue or something. So we're good. All
Hey,
right.
Thanks,
Rock and roll.
everybody.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for delaying
Thank
the show,
you.
folks. You guys didn't want to hear them anyway.
I think that's the other way around.
That's crazy. I put echo. 'Cause we do have a little slight echo tonight. We tried to get rid of it. There's it's the way it is. You guys gonna have to go over it. So I do apologize. Anyway, so tonight we have guests from Spark Moto. Roger, you want to introduce yourself? That's it. That's all he does.
Hey guys.
Hey, I tell you what, we went out there about he actually, I think he texted me or he sent an email out on like a Wednesday night, and Thursday I got my schedule. I text Les and I said, Les, you want to go out here on Sunday? I got Sunday off. I don't normally have a Sunday. And he said, yeah. I said, well, let me contact him first to see if he's available. So I talked to him and he said, yeah, no problem. And then Friday night he says, you're talking about the following Sunday, right? And I said, no. We're talking about this Sunday coming up in 2 days. And it was pretty fun. So we went up there and we had lunch and we went to see a shop. If you guys haven't seen the photos on Facebook, please go to our Facebook. He's got a beautiful freaking shop. He's got 3. What's that?
I said yes.
Oh yeah. It's a great freaking shop. If you ever get a chance to go up there and it's Plainville, Indiana, right?
Pendleton,
Indiana. So if you ever get a chance to go there, I mean, his shop's just right off the road there, and it's right central located, and from Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, you name it. And if you need some
Jeez.
work done,
Don't worry, Roger. I know where you're at, buddy.
I'm talking about central.
I'm tied up with
location.
Tony right now.
I know he's in between 2 interstates.
Yes. Mhm.
He's like smack dab in the
Somewhere
middle.
out there, there's some corn and a motorcycle shop.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh,
When we went
yeah.
there, there's fields all around him, and I'm sure in the summertime it's because you can't put a sign up, right? Summertime it's probably hard to see your actual shop because all the corn around it or whatever they're growing in them fields. But it's a beautiful
Well,
shop. Yeah.
It's nice to be low key. I mean, we make enough noise, so I mean, try to, just stay off the radar.
Sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I think you're what, 15, 20 minutes? Is it off of 70 and a half hour off 74 or so? Kind of between the two?
Well, we're on the northeast side, just outside the loop of 465. That runs around Indianapolis. So we're like 15 minutes in between 2 of the major interstates on the northeast and east side, which is Interstate 69 in Pendleton and Interstate 70 in Greenfield. So the reach is pretty good, even though we're out, we're out in the country, we're outside city limits, but not being in city limits and having the regulation allows for lower
Oh boy,
overhead.
we're all frozen.
So,
What?
I mean, there's trade-off. It takes an extra 20 minutes to get here for most people, but once they come in through the doors,
Holy moly.
there's no complaining.
There's nobody frozen, Max. Just you. He's having problems with his internet. Looks like everybody's having problems. Like, hey, BFT Garage. Sorry for interrupting. I think he
froze.
just left. I think he said he was frozen, but he's not. It's crazy. All right, keep on going. Sorry, Roger.
Was it lagging?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a bit of a lag there. Kind of froze a bit.
Well, we're out here in the
All good.
country. That's what I was talking about. Come and see
Yeah.
us.
All right, Max.
Okay. Yeah, I had to rejoin. They bounced us off. We were all frozen there for a second. That's all right. Guess what? This weekend, that weekend that you're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, was Cincinnati St. Patrick's Day parade weekend. I was otherwise occupied, but as you all know, I'm never invited to go on road trips anyway. I don't get to go on
Whatever.
field trips. I'm Rudolph. They won't let me play in any reindeer games. So
I will invite you next time.
there you
All
go.
right. Yeah, but I always know you're
Oh,
busy.
I'll have something to
Every time
do.
yeah, I know. Yes, he's always saying that. He's just making everybody feel guilty about
Hey,
it.
I got a life.
That's right. All right, Tony, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, Tony from Fishers, Indiana. I like motorcycles. So why am I doing this build? I wanted to make Harley people regret their decisions. That was my biggest reason. Those of you
Amen, brother. Amen.
that say you want to do this build yourself, more power to you. I would have loved to been able to do it myself. There's a couple tools out there that Roger can kind of highlight for you guys that you have to kind of be a dealer to get. So there's some things that you can't always do in your own garage to work on it yourself. I do most of my work myself. My brother gives me a ton of crap. He says I bought the wrong bike because if I would have bought a Harley, I could be doing my own work. And I said, if I would have bought a Harley, I'd be behind you, not in front of you. So there's that. But I found Roger through a friend of mine, a buddy named Down. He did a 112 Dark Horse. Roger did a phenomenal job for him. He put cams in, air intake, Sawicki exhaust, 2-into-1 with some tune, and that bike's a monster. And when I saw my 108, and I'm pulling ahead of all these 117s and Road Glides and everything else, and I was like, man, that dude's leaving me in the dirt. I need to do something better. So I did a lot of research. I said, hey, what's out there? Like, I want to see if I can do a 121. Yep, that's a little ambiguous. You can't do that. But then we found the 116 kit. Roger tried to help me out with getting some of the almost 117 kit, but that didn't come through. And he said, you know what? We're not doing the almost 117. We finally got the release from Revolution Performance. How about the 116? I was like, build's back on the table, my guy. So we've been talking this since probably December, Roger, I think. December, January, we've been working on this build, saying, what do we want to do? What's our goal out of it? I want a high-performance machine, right? That's what I want. I don't want to just be able to go fast. I want to be able to dig. I want to be able to be cruising on the highway at 70, 80 mile an hour and not have to downshift to fourth gear to pass somebody. He said, well, I think we can get you taken care of. We could do, you're interested in the big bore kit. We can definitely get you some Lloyd's cams. We can get you the Lloyd's S&S intake assembly. We can get you a tune. And when was the last time you had your bike, the forks rebuilt? And I'm like, well, got a great deal on the bike. And it was a 2020. I bought it in 25 and it had 3,000 miles on it. And Roger said, yeah, you might want to start redoing some of those suspension parts. So I said, let's do it. I don't want to put a big motor in it and not be able to handle or stop. So we went ahead and decided to do a front fork rebuild. He'll be able to give you a little bit more specifics on that. I know the brand, Hyper Pro. He hooked me up with a great rear suspension with a remote hydraulic adjustment, so I don't got to pull the seat to do the adjustment when I'm riding two up every weekend. And man, what else did we get in there? Man, we were talking about all kinds of stuff. I got a couple little things that I'm going to do myself once Roger gets done. He gave me a really good contact for graphics. One of the things I love about him is he knows his limitations. He said, graphics aren't my thing. He said, I'm going to put them on there. I'm going to want them to be perfect. They're not going to be perfect. And I'm not going to be happy. So that vibe's going to come off on you. He's like, but I got a guy for you. So that's one of the huge things that I really respect about him mostly is he said, this is what I can do for you. This is what I would prefer for you to go reach somebody else for. He said, you want motor work? I got motor work. You want to do tuning? I can get you some tuning loaded. I've got Lloyd's connections. I'm registering for dealings for these aspects, and we'll work on what we got. And so I'm super excited. We dropped the bike off in February. We had a little fiasco with some parts. We ordered the right parts. They sent the wrong parts. But lo and behold, that kind of gave us the opportunity to get the big bore kit back on the table. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm excited. I'm riding around on my 2023 Scout Icon right now. My wife doesn't care for it too much. It's not made for big booty women. It's made for little bitty girls, so everybody's laughing, right? It's the way it is, right? It's an itty bitty little narrow step up seat, and that's what led me to buy the Challenger. She said, "I really want to go on rides with you, but I feel like I'm wearing a thong when I sit on the seat."
Yeah, it's not made for me either, buddy. Let me tell you.
There's a song in there somewhere.
Yeah, right. There's
A country song
somewhere. So I found a great deal at a shop with a used Challenger. I bought it as is, and 16 out the door, and I said, my God, I can spend some money on this and still be up in the game. So I talked to Roger. I said, what can we do? And man, he's helping me build my dream vision of this bike. The big bore kit, I don't know anybody else in Indiana that's got one. Roger kind of busted my bubble a little bit when he said there's one Pikes Peak bike out here. It's labeled as a 117. It's not really a 117. It's more like a 115, but you know, it is what it is. But he said, you know, we'll do what we can do to get you taken care of.
All right, Roger, what do you got to say about that?
I mean, we got the parts, so it's the biggest
Roger,
thing.
Your camera is really clear.
Yeah.
It's really
thank
good.
you.
It's really good.
Yep.
It's I think it's a refurbished iPhone, so thank you.
It's really
So
Hey, Roger, is that Tony's bike behind you?
Over here,
Tony's motor?
to my right, to your left, maybe. And this one over here is a sport bike that I'm doing some work on. This is Tony's engine right here behind me.
You want to go walk around it? Do a walk around on that thing?
Sure.
do
Tony was talking about the delay in parts, and that's because our suspension came from Europe, and there wasn't like any extra shipping costs on that, although I have incurred that on some stuff that's come from Europe. I had to write a check for the UPS man for like, a tariff, I guess. So that's a bummer. It's affected the motorcycle industry. But we have everything here now. So, I mean, it's all come together. I mean, it'll be pretty easy to change the rear shock out. I mean, the whole motorcycle is like completely, torn down. There's nothing there.
It looks
It's
all
just
sad.
wheels.
there's
Yeah.
nothing left of it.
Wow.
Holy smokes. And that,
Oh,
ladies and
shit.
gentlemen, is why I would never attempt that big bore kit.
Oh my gosh.
There's people that say they want to do it
Oh,
themselves.
he's gone.
Oh, there it is.
There he is.
There we
Okay,
go.
back. There it is.
I want to do it
I
myself
moved
as
my
well, but
my camera setup and it messed me up.
It's all good.
Wow, that is like all naked.
Yeah. So I took one of the cylinders off today to kind of like really just showcase what it looks like when it's torn apart. And there are several differences in the components that we're putting on besides displacement. I mean, we are going up in displacement. We're going from, what is it, like, what's the stock horsepower for the 108s?
Riding Fish knows about that.
it's like 120.
Yeah, it's like 128, and then
Yeah.
with the 116, with most setups, you're going to achieve 145, and it's not all about the power increase. It's just about the strength of the motor. With the closed deck cylinders that you get, there's more rigidity, so it can handle the cams. It can handle 25 more foot-pounds of torque at high RPMs without the cylinder flexing around in there, because it's encased in a closed deck. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that. This is the cylinder that we took off, and this is the jacket right here where coolant goes through, right?
Mhm.
And on the new one,
Oh my.
Wow, that's
Mm.
so
crazy.
there's all of that surface material that the head gets to mate to, and there's not as much flex. It's just, it makes the motor stronger. I mean, we do go up in power and in displacement, but from what I've learned, I'm not a product specialist yet, but I mean, I know that what I'm putting on is solid stuff. I mean, even the intake plenum, I'll show you that right now. This is what comes off of the bike. It
Right.
lives in the frame and snorkels all of the forward moving air. And now we have this nice
It's metal.
machined.
Yes.
Yeah, it's two piece. So you have to take it apart to fit it around the throttle bodies. That's why it's designed like that. But
Chris,
everything
as
that
long-
we're putting on is quality.
Yeah.
The
As long as
cams
we're
kinda
talking,
look the same, when you hold them in your hand. But I measured them and they're bigger. So
as long as we're talking gearhead stuff, what's the throttle body size on this?
I don't know. You want me to show you?
Yeah.
Show us what's
It's
up.
got to be bigger.
That big.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Holy
that's
smokes.
bigger.
So you maintain the stock. You maintain a stock throttle body.
Yeah, it stays. Usually when you do cams, the throttle body just stays right there. You loosen up that rubber plenum and you pull it out of the frame, right? And then you have room to take that rubber piece off, put
Sure.
the two piece on, and then kind of manipulate it back in. Also, you have to drop the engine, of course, to get the valve cover, the valve covers off as well. But always in doing so, either it's cams or the motor, the cylinder work, you have to synchronize the throttle bodies. It's really easy. It's a very fragile component. So just put some vacuum gauges on it like every time and make sure that Les and I were talking about it before the show, that each cylinder has equal amount of air going into them, so it idles better and runs smoother.
Sure. Kind of like synchronizing an old Yamaha with the four carbs and the
It is
and
the
float
same thing.
gauges.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. Yep.
Yeah. So no concern then with airflow with the stock throttle bodies, and you can pull plenty of air through there, even with the increased displacement and with cams and things.
The ones on the Thunderstroke platform, they have different size throttle bodies, right? And I know that there's advantages and disadvantages that come with them. As far as the Power Plus platform, I don't know of another size throttle body. I mean, I'm sure the race teams are running something different.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
The race teams, they're running a 58 millimeter, and it's just not what we need
Trying to
for,
go
for
down
my
the road.
specific build. Yeah.
Well, those
so
guys.
Roger,
are
Roger
trying
and
to
I
get
were trying to-
every last bit of air, fuel mixture into that motor they possibly can. So they've got a little
Precisely.
wider throttle body. So
and they're running a bigger cam too. So we kind of did a little off recommendation build. So normally when you're doing the big bore kits, the Lloyds will tell you need to do the 540. The 540 is what's designed for the big bore kits. Go to the 540, go to the 550. Those are going to build you maximum amount of horsepower. Now, for me, in Central Indiana, rural Indiana, there's not a lot of places where I'm going to be able to really open up and use 150 plus horsepower. I'm more of a torque monster kind of guy, right? I want to be able to be off the line. I want to be able to turn the wrench or turn the throttle and go. Whether I'm in fifth or sixth gear, I just want to be able to go. So using the 530 cams, which is really designed for the 112, we were able to come to that kind of balance where we got more torque and didn't have to replace the throttle body and didn't have to try and look at a 2-into-1 exhaust, because I'd love to keep my true dual exhaust that I have on there. So Roger did a great job with helping me out and finding what was going to be right for my build in the riding and the spirited riding that I do.
Chris, did you see the questions from Jason Christensen?
No. What do you say?
He says, are having to replace any of the lower components like the crank? Are you having to replace any of the lower components like the crank?
Roger.
No, I was turning around and reading it on the screen. I was trying to see his message. No, there's a gasket that goes, on the cover that we're going to replace. I mean, you can reuse them, which is nice. I like that they do that. Most motorcycle companies would just use a paper gasket that you'd have to replace every time. So, we are doing a full service on the bike too. So, we're changing all the fluids and the plugs. But as far as like bearings or seals, anything major on the bottom end, that's a negative. We do have, I have all the components if you want me to go ahead and show you the top end
Yeah, go ahead.
components.
Let's do it.
Sure.
So I got to be careful with all this stuff, a lot of machine parts.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that stuff, man. It's freaking huge. Mine's next.
Can you guys see all that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
As long as I'm number one, Chris.
So these are the cams.
So you said it's a 5.
This is
Yeah.
this is the stock one right here. So it's kind of hard to tell, just by the naked eye. But these are the cams right here, the 530s, like Tony was talking about. And the reason he chose those because, it's going to be street use that has strong mid-range and great longevity. So we're making the engine stronger. We got the new pistons right here. These are the rings in the box right here. Let me grab the old piston. I think Tony said he wants to turn it into a cup holder or something, but here's
I saw this bit. You take the piston, and my wife's a big crafty person, so we're going to put epoxy in the piston and press a Scotch glass down inside of it. And so I'm going to have Scotch glass pistons out of an Indian piston.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, right? Right? Come on. You got to reuse everything, man.
To kind of answer what we were talking about earlier about stuff that gets replaced. This is one of the main consumables right here, the cylinder head gasket. Mm-hmm. So this gets replaced every time. And this was included in the kit. So it's kind of nice that, we don't have to buy that separate. It comes with the kit. So, but this is what you get in the mail.
Nice.
When you give Sparks Moto your credit card.
Yeah. How many people in the chat are interested in doing this, by the way? Let's get
it's my
big
retirement
thumbs up
bill
in there.
for myself.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Bob from BC Customs wants this next. Tell you the truth.
Oh.
There was one guy that said he wants to do it himself, man. I can't tell you how bad I want to do it myself. There are specialty tools that you have to have in order to do it.
Yeah, I saw how far that bike's torn down. I have no desire to start that. No way.
There's the shock right there, folks.
Yeah, that's. Ooh.
Trying to hold it for the camera is kind of funny.
Yeah, it's picked it up fine. Look at that thing comes in a nice little case.
These are the progressive style springs, and they go down into the bike this way. Right, so you can see that they're spaced differently at the top and then more aggressively tightly wound at the bottom. So when you start to compress from the top, when you hit your brakes real hard, it's soft in the beginning because we have all this space, but it progressively gets tighter and tighter. So it feels really smooth with intense braking when you upgrade to just a new spring. Obviously we're doing seals as well. We're doing fluids and seals, basic stuff. And then the engine work. But for $250 extra, when you do your fork oil, you can get some upgraded fork springs. And that seems to be an easy sell for most riders, especially if they ride two up. It's not just for, race riding or track
No,
riding, it's
riding
for,
peg to peg or riding with your buddies when you're, riding in formation. It's great to have that additional bit of support there, so you're not taking that dive when you're trying to brake.
All right. So, hey, can you tap your phone a little bit, Roger? I think both of the mics are working. That's what's going on. Like, just
With
tap
mine?
tap the phone too. Huh, that's weird. I don't know how it's getting that sound. But I've been muting you a little bit here and there, just so it breaks down the chat.
So with the big bore kit, then there's really no concern with the bottom end of that Power Plus platform. You're going to essentially build it. You don't have to do anything transmission wise to beef anything up. What about the clutch? You're adding 15, 20%, in torque and horsepower. Is there any consideration around the clutch? Do you have to do anything there?
Upgraded clutch. I think Barnett sells one. If I'm not mistaken. But I mean, this is a low mileage bike, and we haven't, exceeded the capability of the component that's on it. I'm kind of a believer in that. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, I'm already selling him on all this suspension work and all this motor work. I'm like, we could tear up the clutch before we replace that. I think that's okay. I mean, if I knew that they would blow up if we did this, I would have already found out about it by then and I would have tipped him off. But honestly, Tony is a fine example of what Indian clients expect. Most of them do their homework before they call me. When they call me, they don't say, what can you do? They have already looked it up. And, I had a guy email me last night. I would say at least 50% of the time, the Lloyd's tunes come through the website. So they're on my website reading through the portals. Like, I can tell that they're digging for information. So, I have to meet that expectation because it's already been set across the whole, industry. Lloyd's is with dealerships. There are independent Lloyd's shops, but Tony already knew what he wanted, before he called. He just wanted to make sure that I had the ability to, scan stuff with digital wrench after we uploaded the software. Did I have the special tools? What other questions were there, Tony? I mean, we've talked so much about this build because things have changed, right?
We've been talking it since probably mid to late November. I started texting him and we're talking about what do we want to do? What's the end goal? And the end goal was I want a unique motorcycle that is going to hurt Harley riders' feelings. And he said, let's make it happen. And I'm a big torque guy. Like, I'm never going to use all of the 540 or the 550 cam, which is going to run you all the way up over 6,000 RPMs. I'm just not going to use it. So Roger had talked to me about, hey, we're doing this 530 cam. We're doing this big bore. We got to get you some more air. So it seems like it's a lot right now for doing the SNS intake filter, but this is the benefit you're going to get out of it. And he said, I'm not bull joshing you by any means. The data's out there. You can go out on Lloyd's website and you can see the tunes. You can see the dynagraphs that are out there with the parts. And when we talked about the clutch, because that was one of my questions, I was like, hey, I know that a lot of Harley riders, when they start doing this, they've got to change the clutch. And he said, if we come to that day, we'll get you taken care of. But with such a low mileage bike, I think I have I bought it with just under like 30. I think I had 3,400 miles on it. I'm at like 7 something now. Roger said, hey, if you were at like 14 or 20, I'd say let's do the clutch too. He said, right now, Let's get you back on the road. Enjoy this build. If it starts acting up on you, then during down season, we'll get you taken care of with the new clutch. And we'll get that tuned out. We'll get all the adjustments made for it, for the slack, and it just I couldn't be more pleased with the knowledge that he has on Indian engines. Super awesome dude. I was even more stoked when I saw he had his Navy flag hanging up over there, because I'm a veteran as well. So I was like, hey, all right.
Nice.
That does help.
Yeah, it does. We love supporting veteran-owned businesses. It's awesome.
Now there is somebody in the chat that's interested, and he wants to know what the approximate cost is. Should he reach out to you in an email or call you, or
Yeah,
Tony
probably
can
call
answer
him.
back in the comments if he dares.
I'll say it on the air. I don't mind, because I will tell you guys right now in today's economy, I don't want to try and put Roger on blast to have him locked to something, but right now in today's economy, he is offering the lowest cost per hour of mechanical work of any Indian dealer that I have contacted in the state. I contacted Tom Wood Power Sports. I contacted the Lafayette Indian dealer. I contacted the Elkhart, and they are well above $100 to $120 an hour. And Roger said, I'm not going to bull josh you. This is what my cost is. If you buy parts through me, then we can kind of work at maybe helping give you a little bit of discount on labor, because he can get a little bit of commission as a dealer there. And that's my biggest thing that really told me, like, he's here to help us guys as riders.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, everything that I've done plus the stuff that's sitting on the table in my garage waiting to go on it, I've spent $12,000 on this bike in the last 4 months. But in my mind, I've got $28,000 into a $24,000 motorcycle that has a big bore kit, cams, an air intake, a tune, redone suspension, and a brand new oil change, coolant flush, like brake fluid flush, like all these things that in reality is $4,000 more than retail off the floor price for it. So I can't say any more than Roger has been phenomenal at helping me getting the build that I want in a price range that is a reasonable price range.
Awesome.
When the overhead is lower, there's advantages.
Yeah.
You could sell more parts, and that's what happened with Tony. He's like, okay, well, since we can't, get the 116, we'll do suspension. And then, once the 116 became available, he's like, well, that's okay. I can do that. We can add that on. I mean, the more you spend, the more you save. At least that's what my wife says.
well,
it just goes to show you it's the one thing that Indian always has been predicated on. You don't have to put, as in our competitor, $2,500 to $5,000 to make it run right. It'll run right straight from the floor, the dealership floor. Mm-hmm. And if that's what you're happy with, great. Now, you got people like Tony that are going to spend that money to have that bigger engine, to have that power, to have that torque, et cetera, et cetera. That's fine. That's not, you don't have to do that to have a great motorcycle.
Yeah. I'll tell you, my brother's going to hate me for saying this. He had a Street Glide CVO with oversized pistons, higher compression, and all this money into his engine. And when I bought my Challenger and I left him in my rear view, he went and bought a new bike. So that was stock off the floor on the Challenger. And my Scout that I've got, man, that thing's a ripper. Like I said, you don't want to try and ride 2 up on it all the time, but it is a blast to go rip around on. I could not be happier with the Indians that I have. I absolutely love them.
Yeah, when we went to Spark Moto, And actually, go to his website, sparksmoto.com, and check him out. When we went there, and he already had a couple Indians on his bike lifts already working on them. So he works on a lot of Indians, and you won't believe how many Indians there are actually in Indiana, what he said.
That's
When we
right.
first
Yeah.
got there. It's crazy. We see him more and more every day. I mean, as you went down to Daytona, everybody said there was more Indian bikes than Harley. A lot of people said that, but I don't know if that's true or not. But they came back and they said they were impressed with the Indian turnout down there in Daytona. So Indian bikes are,
it's growing.
They're
the
growing.
Community, the community and family's growing.
Market share, you name it. I mean, it's getting there. And I think we got probably the best CEO of all of them, with Indian right now. So he's shaking hands, kissing babies, and all that kind of stuff. Every event he goes to, he's doing a pretty good job. And I think that's the reason why we're staying in the headlines. And that's what they need to do right now, is stay in the headlines, especially when riding season is starting in the north. You have a CEO that's going to be, just keeps on being in the headlines all the time. People get used to that. They want to hear that all the time. But anyway, it looks like Max got something.
It doesn't hurt that we're winning races either.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's actually a question in the comments.
Yeah.
What kind of horsepower and torque difference do you see between a tuned 112 and a 116 kit?
Hey, thank you, C. Marty, for that. We appreciate you.
What's the horsepower difference between a 112 and a 116? Both of them tuned?
Yeah.
A tuned 112.
Yeah. And 116.
Okay. No, that's a good question. So for the 116s, I've asked about different combinations, right? Because different combinations will get you different power. The 530 cam gives you different power from the 540, but also there's trade-off, right? There's higher lift duration for the 540 cam, but also it's more compression, so it's going to have a rougher idle. The 530, what we chose is street use. I mean, it's still strong mid-range. I mean, the power is all over the throttle. I mean, he's, in every position, he's going to be in the right gear because it's going to have the right throttle response too, which is, my favorite thing about the Lloyd's tune. I mean, it takes a choppy, you got to blip it to get her going type response to just like, it's there as soon as your hand touches the bar, Not that it's waspy or anything, it's just responsive. And that's the best way to describe it. I mean, ride an Indian that isn't tuned and ride one that is tuned, and you'll feel it by the seat of your pants. It's not necessarily, going to take you to space, but it's a funner motorcycle to ride. It starts easier when it's cold. You know what I mean? They run a little cooler because they're getting more fuel. The seals will last longer, long term. So, I mean, it's fun to sell performance when it's good for the bike, but that is the truth. I mean, if you don't do anything performance-wise, at least get a Lloyd's tune. And we do a lot of those. I only did, 3 or 4 tunes my first year. Obviously, people in the Indian community, want someone who they can trust. So they're not just going to go to some guy in the country to flash their bike, But, I build some contacts, build up the social media platform, show people, showcase. I even have, this tune on my own bike. And, there's a lot of influencers that are also helping push the brand forward in a performance way. So, I think I've done 15 tunes, in my second year. So I'm seeing a lot of secondhand Indian owners specifically doing this work. Now, the guys that are buying their bikes brand new, they're a little less hesitant to, this. But there is a steady flow of new owners that do want more from their motorcycle. And there are a few trusted names for just that purpose. Not just Lloyd's, but Lloyd's is number one. And, I'm lucky enough to be in that circle. It's elevated Sparks Moto from just service to fun stuff, and it is fun.
Sure.
I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding, especially the road test, it's part of the job, Tony. I got to go ride it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
So if a guy like me wants to bring my bike in, I just want to get, say, a cat delete and a high flow filter and a Lloyd's tune. How long does that take? Is that a week? Is it 2 weeks? A month?
No. I mean, you know, it's good that you say cat delete. I mean, you're talking about like 25 pounds, getting that off of the bike, get that heat out of there from, underneath you. So, a little bit more comfortable of a ride. A little bit better sound too, I'm sure. Most of the bikes I get already have the cats removed for some reason. So, yeah, Tony included. But I mean, we could do a tune. I mean, what I like to do for my clients in order to meet the expectation is to like send them to town to like get some lunch. There's plenty of places around here to go burn half the afternoon at least. And I don't like doing that all the time because it puts me in a pressure situation, and that puts a strain on the tuning like structure. Everyone involved now has to, move fast because we have a waiter. So to drop the bike off less is best. I try to give everyone their bike back at least, in 7 days or so. We do have to worry about weather in Indiana, unfortunately. So, but I also like to get them out as fast as I can. I mean, they can stack up quick, and they do come in waves because we'll have one good week of weather, and then, you know what I mean? Everyone's just got to get the work done. But again, the Indian clients really plan ahead. I mean, I wish everyone did their diligence. The Ducati owners seem to kind of have it down, but, for the most part, everyone wants it and they want it now.
Sure.
Certain models with the Indians, we can do them quicker than others, most certainly. But here, it's usually like a 3 to 4 day turnaround if you just want to tune. I mean, because I want to take pictures of it too. I want to show everyone what we're doing. You know what I mean? And that's part of it. It's made some of the clients uncomfortable. They're not used to seeing their motorcycle on social media, But I mean, people thrive on it. I've been doing it for years as a tech, at dealerships. We go on test rides, take a picture, I mean, it's the cool side of what we do. And yeah, people are jealous. I mean, especially your friends specifically who ride motorcycles, because you get to ride all the motorcycles, right?
Roger, you
All
can't
the
be giving
different
away my
models.
secret, man. You can't give away my
So-
secret. I got the 108 plate. You can't give away the secret.
But the point is it's nice to be able to ride the different models, you know what I mean? So
Sure.
we're sharing that with people, you know what I mean? And it turns out it's great for advertising too, not just, something that you enjoy. So, Tony obviously is liking it. He's here with us talking about it. So, I mean, it's not just me. Motorcycles are fun. That's, we don't like spending money on stuff that's not fun. We don't like getting our cars serviced, but, we'll do stuff like this.
Now, I got a question
Yeah.
for you. So, a dealership tells you, oh, if you take a cat delete and you bring it to us and, we'll give it a tune, but it's going to run like shit anyway. What is your experiences with that? Because, I mean, you do a lot of them. So is that true? I mean, will the
About
bike-
bikes running poorly after a tune?
No,
Well,
I'm
Power
talking
Plus,
Power Plus, yeah.
specifically, yeah.
I haven't heard anything negative. I've done cams on 2 prior to this. This will be my 3rd with cams. This obviously is getting the displacement bump as well. So this we're going further. I haven't had any feedback of any potential, like, things to look out for. Obviously synchronizing the throttle bodies is a huge part of this process, you cannot skip that. Even if it's off just a small adjustment, it'll affect the idle.
Sure.
You know, they are sensitive. You know, you got to make sure you do it right. But
I'm just
no,
saying maybe the
I mean
maybe the
they
dealership's not doing
run
the proper
like
tune.
raped apes. I mean they run
Yeah.
well.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
they
Well,
run
not every
cool, you know, especially
not
with the
every
closed deck,
dealership
there's
is
less cavitation in the cooling system, you know, so I mean you can run with more power and still maintain your cooling. I mean, it's a win-win. I mean, the motor does get stronger.
but not every dealership is a Lloyd remote tuning center. So I don't know if you think about what makes a Power Plus. This I do know about Power Pluses. They run better with 2-in-1 exhaust systems. If you put a 2-in-1 exhaust system, you're deleting the cat anyway.
Correct.
So
So there are
whoever
like you can have multiple setups, you know what I mean? And you're still going to be in that range of like 145 horsepower. I mean, the plus and minus between, you know, all of those different setups, I mean, is around 145 horsepower, like 140 being the lowest, and what is it, 155 for 165
Yeah.
with the 2-in-1 touch. And 116 kit with the high flow intake. But the service life is different on those cams. You know what I mean? And there's different trade-offs. You don't just want to shoot for the moon if we're just, you know, riding to church in Indiana. You know what I mean? Like we can find a happy medium where the bike will be strong for the life of the bike. You know what I mean? Not just the life of the performance component, which is, you know, something that we deal with in performance. Nothing lasts forever. But I mean, this is a very reliable build with broad power. So, I mean, some people would say, you know, he should have done the 540 cam. But I mean, that's the great thing. You have options. You can choose, you know, and the trade-offs are pretty evident. So you can make a clear decision.
Now, Tony, on
Yeah.
your
So
exhaust. Yeah, good.
yeah. Go ahead.
I know you were going to go to duals, right? But one of them's going to be fake. You want to talk about your exhaust?
Yeah.
You're gonna put on?
No. So wanted to get into that. So the Magnus Moss Warranty Act. Those of us who have been riding for a while know about this. It is a law that allows us to upgrade our motorcycles and still be able to maintain warranty, because there's no way for a dealer to prove that our upgrade actually caused the failure, right? So us doing a cat delete in Indiana when it's not required on a motorcycle in Indiana, we're still protected under Magnus Moss. So what did I do, right? So I wish I would have found Roger a little bit before. I could have saved a little bit of money. I bought a Tab cat delete mid pipe. There's not a lot of head pipes available for the Challengers unless you're doing a 2-in-1 exhaust, right? And I personally like the aesthetic of dual exhausts when you got a bagger.
I do too.
Right? It looks weird when you got one, and it looks even worse when you got two and one's clean and one's not, because you got the ghost pipe that's there. So the Tab exhaust, the mid pipe's actually tuned for those of us who want to ride hard at low end power. It's going to bypass the clutch side pipe, and it's going to feed all that power down the brake side. So you're acting as a 2-in-1. But when you get onto the highway, you get kind of the best of both worlds there. Your exhaust kind of milds out a little bit, and you end up with a little bit of milder stream. You're going to get exhaust out of both ends. So that's going to give you that top end horsepower. So what are you really looking for? So I've always kind of been frustrated with individuals say, how much power will it build? Well, what power are you talking about? Are you talking about horsepower? Or are you talking about torque? Because foot-pounds per is a very different power than a horsepower is. I can have a horsepower through the moon like an Indy car, and you got to push me off the start. I can't take off. Or I can have a lot of torque like a NASCAR and be able to get off that line and get up to where I need to be, but I'm sacrificing some of that top end power. which is what I did by choosing the 530 over the 540. A lot of guys would have chose the 540. If you got a lot of highway, like you're out on the West Coast, maybe you would have chose the 550. You got all that power, you got all this road to go through. Tony doesn't have that in Midwest Indiana. I got short roads, I got stoplights, and I got a little bit of cruising on highways. So I wanted to have that bottom end. Let's get some mean torque, dig in there, stoplight to stoplight. And the 530s will give you that premium performance between 2,500 RPMs and 4,200 RPMs, which is really where we as challengers operate, right? That's really where we operate. We're not going to the moon. We're not going up to 9,000 RPMs like the Scouts. I love running my Scout over 8,000 RPMs. Absolutely love it. Sounds great. It runs great. It's a ripper. It is not a challenger. So you got to treat each bike differently. And, Roger was able to help me out with that. And we looked through, we ran some of the numbers, we looked at specs. We said, okay, this is what's recommended, but what you want, let's go this way. That's where what I really appreciated is I said, this is what I want. And he came to me and he said, all right, well, then let's go this route. And when we hit these roadblocks, we found ways to get around the roadblocks. It took a little bit more time, but we were able to make it happen.
Roadblocks meaning, like I had to become a dealer for Millennium Technologies to get the product because they don't just sell it straight to the public. So you can only get it from a dealership. So, I find out somebody wants something, I can't get it, I'll just apply to become a dealer, let them process the paperwork, and then we buy it. And that's what happened.
And even more the color, right? We get into the color of the cylinders. That was another roadblock that Roger and I hit. They wanted to give us cylinders that were black. And then if you see the engine right behind him right there, I've got that nice gray engine. It looked kind of goofy with the black stripe right there for the cylinder. So it kind of ties into that aspect is what do you want holistically? That's where it comes from. And I love the fact that we were able to take the time, even though I was a little bit apprehensive and Roger was patient with me. I appreciate him for that. I brought him a bottle of bourbon because I said, man, I was kind of a butthole about this. I appreciate you bearing with me. And he understood. He said, I get it. This is your bike. It's precious to you, right? It's your thing. It's your build. So he understands that aspect of what we as riders are looking for out of this machine that we want to kind of be our outlet.
What kind of bourbon?
Yeah,
I brought him a 9-year Knob Creek.
It's small.
Oh, that's decent.
9
yeah,
years,
small
whiskey bourbon.
Nice.
Knob Creek. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've got a bottle of that sitting in the cabinet. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I've been sitting on my hands this whole hour. We have to get this in here. You do work on Thunderstrokes. You like working on Thunderstrokes. They're a whole lot easier to work on in Power Plus. 116 to 121, 131s are tire shredders.
So I do appreciate the Thunderstroke, Max. I'm on your side. It is a very pretty engine. You know what I mean? When it's got black, it's fine. When it's all chrome, it's beautiful. It's a very nostalgic power plant. But truth is it's never won a race, right?
No.
So, you'll come around just like we all have. But I do appreciate even the 111 Thunderstroke. It's a great bike. I just had 2 of them, maybe 3, come through that just got tunes and the facet cut intake. And let me tell you what, you can feel it. It's fun. You know what I mean? Like, even when you just have the heavy 111 and you just do an intake and you just do the tune, when I bring it back to the shop and I know that it's running better, it's a good motor. It's a good motor for a lot of people. So, to answer you specifically about the bigger bores, I haven't done a big bore kit. I think my dad might do one. he's kind of hinted at it, and he's never said that before. So if he's watching, I guess he's committed now. Don't make a liar out of me. But we'll, maybe we'll do a big bore kit, by the end of the year, at least on one Thunderstroke. It doesn't seem intimidating. I mean, I've messed with a lot of different engines. I mean, I enjoy working on engines. And the tech data is available, to us. So, I mean, even, some stuff that I haven't had a part before, it's not a big deal. The support network is really good too. I have a lot of mechanic friends, especially in this age. All I got to do is just go to Facebook and message one. But as far as doing cams, I've done several cams on the Thunderstroke platform. I've done 2 sets of the 585s. That's a really popular one. And then obviously, a lot of people just get the slip-on exhaust. It's pretty standard, stuff. We don't really go much further than that. But we are at the age where those 2014, 2015, 2016 Chiefs and Springfields, all their suspension needs work now. And all those owners are looking for a shop to get their suspension done. So I've seen a huge wave of sales in HyperPro products. I mean, it's more popular than Olin's, and it's Indian specific. It's it's good quality stuff. So I'm happy that I can provide them with something that is kind of top tier, rather than just putting new seals and new oil in it. We can make it better as we service it. We can make it better, and I mean, we do that across the Thunderstrokes and the Challenger platforms equally. You know what I mean? Maybe even more so on the Thunderstroke, just because they're older. The Challengers, we're in year 6 of them now. So, I mean, a lot of them are in for a lot of those services, all fork fluids, we're due every 4 years, brake fluid every 2 years, annual, we do oil. They're liquid cooled, so we have that to look forward to as mechanics as well. Another thing to service. But the Thunderstrokes are cool. I hope they don't die off. But I mean, as long as the brand is moving forward, I mean, that's all I care about. There's plenty of Thunderstrokes out there left for us to ride.
And you can tell by the pictures that these guys bring back from Jack Daniels and some of the other places they've been. There's a lot of Thunderstrokes still out there. They're not going anywhere. And the people that have them love them, just like me. So just wanted to get that in there.
Max, I'm with you. I would love to build a Vikla Springfield with a Thunderstroke. That's my next build. I want a nice Springfield, streamline, put it in a Vikla platform, long fishtail pipes, nice aesthetic, immaculate paint job. Like, that's the next one out there.
We've heard that a lot from a lot of people.
All right, so we're going to have a follow-up on this, another part 3 when you get the bike. Hopefully, we'll go around the Indiana Speedway a couple times. You got any connections yet? Any of you guys? I would love to take that around the racetrack.
We can ride it through a cornfield.
I might have a couple people. I'll see. I'll do my best.
That would be freaking cool. Actually, that'd be a good video.
Wouldn't it though?
I know.
Just wide open. Just run that bad boy around the track.
Oh my Lord.
I can't wait. And then once he sees it and sees it can be done, Les is probably going to be going that route next.
He's on board already. I can see it in his face.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Ram bikers.
We'll tune Les's bike at least. We'll get it running proper. He'll be happy with that.
I do plan to do a high flow intake, do the cat delete, get a tune on it. I want the governor taken off of it. So definitely my sights to do that. And that's why I'm asking about the timing on it. Do I need to bring it on a Saturday and come back on the next Saturday to pick it up, kind of thing? But
Les, I've even tuned Thunderstrokes that had like stock intakes on them. I mean, stock exhaust, stock intakes. Yep. And I've sold tunes on those bikes, and owners have been happy. It doesn't necessarily make a correction to a problem, But I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we're regulated, CARB and EPA, Euro
Yep.
4, Euro 5. I mean, the bikes
Mm-hmm.
have limitations. So, I mean, to be able to make an improvement on how the bike operates, I mean, it's there. So that's basically what we do. We get it running like it should.
Sure. So, Max, if you can ride yours over, I'll ride mine over. We'll drop them both off. We'll get them both tuned at the same time. What do you think?
All I know is I'm going to speak on personal experience. And I know you guys get sick of me talking about it, but I can't help it. My
Here we go again.
My late lamented and departed 2019 Roadmaster Elite. I got it out of the box, rode around for about a year. Then I got a Lloyd's 2 remote tune on it from the dealership. And I had the 116 kit. It wasn't a 116 stock, it was a 111. But I got the 116 kit with the different intake and everything, which made a world of difference. I was happy with it until I got the remote tune from Lloyd's. Then I was really happy with it. That bike, 900-pound plus bike, would lift the front wheel in second gear. It was nobody's slouch as a bagger, as a touring bike. And that bike would giddy up and go with anybody off the line. It's not going to stay with you guys eighth of a mile down, no. But off the line, I'd hang with you all day. Yeah, Chris, I would. You want to try me?
Nah, I don't want to try you, man. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Riding
staying out of
really
that.
had me into it, man. He did that 112 build with Mad Monkey Motorsports, and I was like, I need to do better. Like that was my jam right there.
Became a game of Trump. So, Roger, mine's a 25. So, do you have to send the ECU off to have the tune put in it, or can you do that there in your shop?
We're like, the way things have been, you would mail them in, right? As we progress and move forward, some of those we're going to be able to do in-house, right?
Nice.
I can't really say when that time will be, but we're not there yet. So there will be some models that we still have to send the ECUs into. And it's above my head, you know what I mean? There's just more roadblocks in terms of software that they have to, navigate through to get the bike flashed. But, it's expedited as fast as it can be. And it is as secure as it can be. And it's insured and there's signatures involved and it's totally safe. And, I remember when I flashed my FTR, I had to mail my ECU in and I felt super weird about that. It's not necessarily something that you do all the time, but for some models like the newer Scouts and the brand new Challengers, you do still have to mail them in. But we usually get like a 10-day turnaround as dealers. It's, depending, if there's anything crazy going on, but that's usually the turnaround time.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, I know there was some. I had some concerns in the of the echo. I have been manually, and I've been doing a pretty good job. So that's the reason I haven't been saying very much that I've been muting as much as I possibly can, so it stops the echo. So just to let you guys know, we know there's an echo. We apologize for that. And we're trying to deal with as much as we possibly can. Normally, we didn't have one at the beginning of the show, but we had some issues with sound at the beginning, and I guess when that kind of fixed itself, we have a even worse echo than we had at the beginning. So we do apologize for that, but it's been I think it's been a great educational freaking podcast. And Roger, I thank you for coming on here and sharing your thoughts about this. Do you want to take your camera? I don't know if they'll mess it around, but do you want to just take it around the engine a little bit, or yeah, look at that. I mean, you can see what happens. I mean, this is a beautiful engine, and As you see, I don't know if I got him muted. I don't think I got him muted here. Hold on a second. There we go. He muted himself. But as you can see, as you look around his garage, this garage is just freaking phenomenal. I mean, but you can see the difference in the right there. I mean, it's freaking. Look how much bigger that one is. Holy cow! I didn't think it was going to be that much of a difference, but it is. But it's freaking nice. And then look at that. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful parts. So if you want this done, check out sparksmoto.com. He's got a waiting list already, so you might as well get going. Get on that list.
Get your name on there.
He's got Les. He's got C. Marty. He's got Adventures from Dano on there. He's going to get his. So.
Oh, look at that. So since he has to mail.
Bike. Yeah.
Yeah. So since he'd have to mail in my ECU and it's a 10-day turnaround, I'll probably be waiting until about December to take it over and do it. I got too much going on this summer to be down for a couple of weeks.
You got yourself muted there, Roger. Somehow you muted yourself.
If I wouldn't have had an extra bike, I'd be in the same boat, Les. That's.
I don't have an extra bike right now, so.
It says guest has muted.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I didn't mute you this time. You somehow just unplug the mic and something. Maybe just unplug it if you can hear us. Yeah.
Yeah. So Max. Yeah. So Max, about December or so, you and I can take our bikes over and have tunes put in them. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we can now.
So Les, this is
And
always
echoes
an
away.
option. Not just you, but everyone else. You can mail your ECU in.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's an option for you. I was speaking on like how uncomfortable it is for some people to, trust a company with just their motorcycle's like computer. And that's why the Lloyd's shops like kind of relieve them of that. It's
Sure.
their responsibility to take it from before to after. Everything happens in the middle. They don't want a part of it, right?
Sure.
They don't want to. They don't want to do the throttle learning procedures. They don't want to make sure that their battery's good. They don't even know how to test their battery. And I'm not insulting anyone, but everything has to be right.
Sure.
Even if you have your key fob too far away, which, we learned recently, Ryan and I, it can disrupt the process greatly, so take it to someone who can get the job done right. That's what I did when I was a consumer before I started working on my own bikes. We all want someone we can trust.
Mhm.
So, that's why not mailing in your ECU is just as important. You get the peace of mind of it's right. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong. You know what I mean? The software
Sure.
is in there. You're not tripping up O2 sensors. You don't have any stalling issues. But I'm not saying when you mail your ECU in that will happen by any means. But the peace of mind is what people want when they get their motorcycle worked on, especially when
Mhm.
we're talking performance. Tony talked on like wanting to do some stuff yourself, but some stuff you just you contract out.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The echo's gone now. So I don't know what
Yeah, I
you
don't know what happened.
Figured it out.
It's at the end of the show. The echo's gone.
Yeah.
It only took us
Yeah.
an hour and 20 minutes to do it, but we figured it out.
It's all good.
So do you want to tell everybody where
Army math right there.
you want to tell everybody where your shop is since I don't know where it's at?
Talked about it.
I know.
We're in
I
Pendleton,
mean, you even went there, Chris.
Indiana.
Jeez, come on.
I know. I had
Yeah,
to.
He didn't
we're on the
drive.
north-
Les
We're on
drove.
the northeast side of Indianapolis. If you're in central Indiana and you need your Indian worked on or you want some more power, you can go on the Lloyd's website even and go to the interactive map to see which Lloyd's dealer is closest to you. We're on there. Otherwise, we do pickup and delivery service. If you don't have an Indian, that's fine. We work on everything except Chinese and Korean bikes, all the major brands. We have the software to scan and, diagnose and reset maintenance lights. I mean, it's a full service shop. And, it takes some investment in tooling to get to that point, but there's a lot of motorcycles in central Indiana. There's not just Indians. So I've tapped into that market and it's going swimmingly.
Yeah, we when we went there, you had I think it was like 7, maybe 8 bikes waiting to get worked on. Had 3 on the lifts. You also had another one by your what is that thing called in the corner? I could remember.
Dyno.
Dyno?
Yes, he has a dyno too. So hey, he's got well, I don't know if that's 100% working yet. You're gonna put that in a room by itself, right? Or in the future? That's a future project.
It's
Yeah.
operational.
Okay.
But it's loud. It's really loud.
Yeah.
Loud. It'll ring your ears. So just for longevity reasons, I want to build like a nice dyno cell for it. And I'm just swamped with service work, so I can't do everything at once. Maybe I'll have that sewn up by the end of the year. We'll see how it goes, but we will be doing before performance work. We'll do dyno runs. We'll see where your baselines are at, and whatever performance modifications we do, that's up to the client. Everyone is different, but we can still provide that before and after service to everyone. It doesn't just have to be for the race bikes. You know what I mean? So as long as I can make that service affordable, somewhat, I plan on running that thing, till the bearings start smoking. I think we'll have some fun with it too. It will be fun to put bikes on a dyno, mix it up a little bit. Not everyone has been in a dyno room, so I think it'll draw some excitement too locally. There are a couple of shops that have dynos, but for the most part, it's a productivity killer. We could be doing services, and it's basically riding a motorcycle on a treadmill. What are we talking about?
I think you said you were gonna have parties and dyno weekends or something.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I would like to. You know what I mean?
Well, what's the first thing? What's the first thing that anybody says to you? What are the numbers? What are the numbers? Everybody wants to know what the numbers are.
Yeah.
So.
I'm more of a by the seat of my pants kind of guy. I don't really care about the numbers. If it makes me go wow, I'm good.
So instead of a dynometer, you got an assometer.
That's right.
Yeah, so if you take off and you fall at the back of the freaking.
If my ass is feeling like I'm coming out of the seat or that I'm loving this thing, I'm happy. Right, we can't take our money with us, so you might as well enjoy it while you got it. And if you have fun riding it, it doesn't matter if it makes 10 horsepower or 110 or 310. If it makes you have fun, I've ridden mini bikes that made me go wow, and I've driven in sports cars that make me go wow. It's really just what highlights your life is for me. I don't care what the numbers say.
The numbers do matter, That's why we bought the dyno.
That's true. But for me, I mean, but try not to think about it.
We'll do it. I mean, it's for everybody.
The number goes,
it's for
the higher
everybody.
the dollar sign goes. So I try to stay.
Yeah, we'll have to once it gets fully functional, but we'll have to go up there and do some numbers on Les's bike after we take the cat delete out and make it a one piper.
Yeah.
What? He's so scared. He's scared, man. I'm telling you. When he first got his Challenger or his Pursuit, he was like, "Man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." But now he's like, "Man, that Challenger is too powerful. That 112 is too powerful for him already. He's already scared. He can't do it. Nope. 116. He's already scared. He can't do it.
Nope."
Hey, Chris, when are they gonna drop your engine?
Guys on Facebook that says,
drop mine too.
Leave it the way it is.
Hey, listen. I'll tell you what, I wish I could spend the money on that kind of stuff, but I'll tell you what, I spent too much money on the podcast to do that. So yeah, that's the truth on it, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of money to do this thing. And people knew how much the software. This is
You gotta
software.
pay to play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it. I've had bikes in the
Mm.
past that were north of 180, 190
Mm-hmm.
horse. So the horsepower and torque, that does not scare me a bit.
Mhm.
That $2,000 pipe and everything else to get it all done, that's what
Yeah.
scares me. So
Yeah.
it's not the power or anything else.
We
I'd ride it like I stole it.
had some good weather this last weekend, and I took off, and Connie says, "Well, go in front of me," because last time I went behind her because my tires were kind of deflated a little bit because it was still cold and I didn't get air them up because it didn't the tire thing came on, but I thought it would go off after we went up the road a little bit. But I said, "Well, I'm just going to stay behind you, no problem." But so this last time I got my tires all prepped and ready to go, and we go up there, and I'm going to I got two neighbor haters on the back of mine. And I just
Oh, dear
love
God.
going through the neighborhood and just singing jingle bells for everybody, when it's not Christmas time, just making everybody just upset and everybody just, looking out their windows like, what the hell's wrong with that kid? And it's not a kid, bro. It's a 53-year-old just going down, having some fun. I mean, I love it. I mean, I love going downtown and just going to the gas station and getting gas and just revving it up. Getting there, and I mean, people, Harley Davidson, because there's usually there's a bar right across the street, and there's all like 6 or 7 motorcycles. They're all looking. They all want an Indian. They know they want one, and they just can't do it because they're in a freaking cult. They can't do it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Here comes the emails.
No,
here come the emails. Watch.
I'll tell you what. I would take. I love the new not new Indians, but the new Harleys. I do. I really do. I love the new designs. I love the technology. I love everything. If I could, I would have both bikes, to tell you the truth. And they both sound just like mean machines. And that's
Chris,
why
is that because they look like an Indian? Is that why?
I don't know. It's got some. It was inspired, I guess. Inspired a little bit. All right. So, folks, give you a little heads up. If you're not part of the Facebook group or the Facebook page, you should be. All right. And the reason why I'm saying that, because we're getting ready to wrap up some of our, I guess we're going to do some invites for some beta testing on our app. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, what can the app do? Everybody's got one. You know what? This is for the community and everything else. So if you go to throttleiron.com, not everybody can be picked. I can only have so many. I think it's 100 beta testers. But I mean, right now I can only do so many. We're going to do at least 10 for next week. So if you really want to go on and be a beta tester on the app, you have to sign an NDA because we have some stuff that some people don't have on their apps that we worked really hard on. I don't know why I keep on saying we, because it was just me, by the way. But anyway,
I've been testing that.
Yeah,
tested it.
Yeah. Guess what? We know where that money went now. Yeah.
But
software and equipment.
Yeah, so it's software and equipment. Yeah,
you invited me to do shit, so there you go.
You will be. You will be. I do need a couple Android because I'm building it on Android also. So you got Android? All right, sweet. So we will have a Android version of it also. Now it's not going to have ride. What is it? Left, right, turn. Navigation yet. We are going to be going that route eventually. But we'll see how it gets spread out there. But I think people will like it. You'll be able to see I'll give you a little bit of it, but I can't tell you the real gem of it. But you can do social media on there. You can watch the podcasts on there. You can do some comments. You can do that kind of stuff, some basic app stuff. But the real gem, if you're a beta tester, you'll be able to see it. I mean, it's that much. And if you are I'm going to be honest with you. If you're like a vendor or aftermarket person, you really want to be part of this app. All right. So anyway, it's a lot of stuff.
Well, let's get Sparks Moto on there. All right. Since you're talking about it.
Yes, you will be Sparks Moto. Sparks Moto will be on there, buddy. I wish I could tell you that part of it, but it's pretty unique and I don't want, to release it too much, but you will sign an NDA. Make sure you understand that, but go to throttleiron.com and on the right side menu, you'll see Beta Plus, and then there'll be a menu there where you can sign up to be either a user or a vendor application. And we'll probably announce at least 5 or 10, maybe beta testers next week. So I know Chris Marty has been helping me out on it. Les has got on there. The Body Snatcher, which he's not on here tonight. Usually he's here. He's in Arizona this week, but he is on and testing it right now, and it seems to be running really smooth. Les, you got any comments on the app?
Yeah, it was working so well. I listed items for sale on it, and Chris banned me today. So, all the functions are working really well.
What a hater!
Oh, what a hater! No, he's not banned, but
it's actually working really good. It's got a lot of really cool stuff, and I'll leave it at that. And Chris can release as much information when he wants to, but got some really neat things. And like you said, especially if you're a vendor, a lot of you'll see.
yeah. So if you're cool. People, I mean, that's how we afford this stuff and this podcast and stuff like that, is because we have members. So when we got the members, and I was like, man, YouTube, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of hard. YouTube, when you become a member, you can get like emojis, you can do this kind of stuff, and I'm cool with that. But over on the guess you should say the Throttle Iron side, you can do discounts on clothing, you can do discounts on this, and you can do a little bit more, but you can't put them together. Can't put them together. There's no bridge. So it's either you're on the YouTube side, and which I'm cool with you being on the YouTube side, because there was a couple comments in the Facebook when we first announced what we were going to do memberships on our website. But if you can stay, and I want people to be subscribers, that helps us on YouTube. We're going to convert that over to our website. You'll just have to give us a screenshot, verify that you are a subscriber, and then you'll have a free membership on their website. And that would be cool, but it's just there's no bridge. It's hard to say. Now our clothing store, they have a member part of it also, where you can do that, but it can't be connected to YouTube, and it can't be connected to our app and that kind of stuff. So when we started getting our users, our memberships, in which I thank and appreciate every one of you guys, we said, I said, how can I invest this to make sure that it's going to be lasting for our members? And that's the reason why I started development on this app. And that's the complete whole reason why we're doing this app is because of our members. And we're going to grow with this app, because the more people see this app, I guarantee you, I like it. I mean, I can't go to bed without looking at it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, Max, I'll give you an invite. You just got to give me your email, and get you testing it also. But I think it's pretty cool. We will eventually have tracking and all that kind of stuff on there, but it costs a lot of money. Like if we get a lot of hits, this is how it's easy to do a base app. And I know we're going off a little bit because we were talking about a 112, that kind of stuff. But to just give you the little input on it, it's easy to start an app, but to continuously, because you get more hits and you gotta expand your server. You're using a map company that does all your tracking and all your GPS. And the more hits they get, the more they charge you. So as you get bigger, the expense gets bigger, and that's the reason why I asked you, hey, do you want to be a member? Be a member. So go to our website, become a member, go to YouTube, become a member. It all helps one way or another. Go to our freaking store and buy some shirts and advertise us. Go down the street wearing your Throttle Iron shirt. That's awesome. But anyway.
Like you are.
No, this is BC Customs. These are one of our partners.
Anyway, you do all that, but again, the main thing, remember, folks, like, share, subscribe.
Yep, exactly. And we've been doing pretty good there too.
We were
We
talking
appreciate
about
it.
custom Throttle and Iron shirts the other night, right?
Yes, we were. Yeah. And his wife, you want to talk about what your wife does a little bit? Just real quick second before we get off here?
My wife does all these little custom crafts. She runs a little shop called Whiskey and Imperfections. She tries to find things and make them better, right? So, again, I'm a little bit of a brand snob, for lack of a better term. I like my Indian. So when I get free shirts in a raffle and they're a Harley, my wife likes to cut them up and make little braids and tassels and bleach stains and all this stuff to make them her own little thing. So she was talking about some Throttle and Iron shirts and making some custom women's shirts. Do little cuts and braids and frills and fringe and spotty colors and all this stuff. So by all means, if you want a couple of them, she'd be more than happy to do a couple for you.
Yeah, awesome.
We all got t-shirts.
Yes.
Hey,
There you go.
Roger, we already talked about it. I need a nice little Sparks Moto sticker to stick on that air intake.
Yeah,
We got those
exactly. He's
too.
also got some stickers. You got
Yeah, I
them,
think he can hook you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Awesome
got some.
stuff.
We got some Sparks Moto stickers and some Lloyd
Uh-oh.
stuff for you.
There you go.
Nice.
That was like 15 horsepower right there in his hand. I don't know what to do, man.
That was a $7,000 sticker.
But it's a really good sticker.
Let's see. Hey, Max, just want to let you know I still have my Thunderstroke, even though I am on a 112, because that Thunderstroke is in the garage all the time. I understand.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
I don't get rid
It
of mine
looks
either.
good
Don't
though in
worry.
the garage. It still looks good.
It sure does. Looks great sitting there in the garage.
Oh man, you know what? See, and
I added that part.
Okay.
It wasn't part of that in the comment.
you
The most
know,
important thing about your motorcycle is that it's paid for. Okay.
Yeah,
That's the most
exactly.
important.
damn straight.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, exactly. All right, folks. I think that's going to be it. I appreciate you coming on here. If you, like I said, check them out. Sparksmoto.com. It's pretty central located. If you're in Michigan, you know, Illinois, Ohio, Tennessee, even. Hook them up, and you know, you got a great shop right here in the middle. It does everything, tuning and everything. I can't wait to get mine tuned because I would love to get that little lug when you're going like 10 miles per hour.
That
and-
delay and throttle response sucks.
Yes, I know it sucks.
I hate it.
yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The first
Yeah.
tune, even if it's a bare stock bike,
We could even make Max's bike fast here. We could.
right. See, there we go.
And
Faster.
Max, you're invited to come up here with us next time. Okay, so three. That's the third time. You're right. The part 3 next week. No, it's not next week. It's going to be coming soon though. And
right.
check, hey friend, Tony. Make sure you check your friends and let's get that thing on that Indianapolis Speedway, man.
I'm gonna see what I can do.
That'll be fun.
That would be awesome.
Namaste, folks. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Might cost us $50,000, but we'll do it. All right, you guys stay on here, and the screen will go black. But everybody else, have a good night. We'll see you guys next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to our shop at Throttle and Iron. Well, actually, it's shop.Throttle and Iron. And go to the website also, throttleandiron.com, and check out the beta. All right, see ya. Everybody have a good night.
Good night, all.
Peace. Namaste.